Shalom, all you cool cats and kittens. So recently, I've had a lot of time on my hands because reasons. I think we all have, but we're going through that together. And in my free time, I happen to find a little documentary, a little indie thing. Not too big. It's only been trending on Netflix for like oh god, 3 weeks now. I'm of course talking about Tiger King, which has blown up recently. Uh, and I happened to just stumble across it with my family and started watching it, and then I started noticing people noticing it, and when I first watched it, I knew I wanted to make a video on it. It's so crazy and beautiful and ugh, but I'll get to it. I'll get to that later. When I first saw it, I knew I wanted to make a video on it. So here I am. I've rewatched the series like 2 or 3 times now. I even wrote a script, which is something I really never do for videos. Hi everyone. It's taken me some time, and as I've been working on this project, I've just seen it get even bigger. It's been on people's social media accounts. It's been on the news. It's been literally anywhere you look, you see it. I was in one of my college Zoom classes, and people started going off talking about it. So it's big. People like it, and justifiably so. It's amazing. And if you haven't seen it, what do you have something better to do right now? I'm gonna say I doubt it, but you might. So go watch it, because I'm gonna go kind of, you know, pretty in depth here. Also, it's an amazing show that you should just kind of want to fucking watch. It's really good. So spoiler alert or whatever. All right, okay. So don't cry to me if you learn that the Joe gets arrested, okay, or you know that he dies in the end. I'm kidding, or am I? Nah, nah. I'm just kidding. Now, before we hop into this Tiger Cage together, I'd really love it if you could just, like the video, maybe subscribe. You know, means the world to me, and it's easier than being a gay polygamous cowboy with a tiger zoo. So, thank you in advance. But let's get into this. So I'm going to go through this episode by episode, kind of following the story as it's shown. So, let's see, where can we start here? Not that bad, right?
It's not every day that a zookeeper went to prison for murder for hire.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we're just jumping into it. All right. Okay. This is Joe Exotic. He's here, he's queer, and he's fucking amazing. All right. He owns a big ass zoo in bumfuck Oklahoma with hundreds of tigers, lions, and crazy ass exotic animals. Hence the name Joe Exotic. Oh. His real name is Shrivogel, so in my mind, that's a good change. That's a smart business decision. He has a zoo with his husbands. Yes, I did say husbands. S implied heavily. He is also polygamous. So, gay and polygamous, we're checking all the demographic boxes today. He is the definition of a lovable but fun uncle type. He also does a Twitch stream. Before Twitch was a thing, this is like the early 2000s, he had an online show called Joe Exotic TV that gets about 80 viewers an episode, which, seeing my channel, I wish I had that kind of clout. Way, way back in the far times of the late 90s, Joe started building the zoo. It all began with Joe doing a traveling show against drugs featuring exotic animals. Where was that shit when I was in elementary school? All I got was a couple local cops just saying, "Yeah, weed's bad, okay? Don't smoke the devil's lettuce." Which didn't work because everyone where I'm from is an intense drug addict. But Joe couldn't stop there. He kept upping his game uh, through taking the anti-drug aspect out because that's boring and that's lame as shit. Who cares? And a man with the name Joe Exotic is on all the drugs that exist. Um, so Joe just took this show with all these tigers and lions and stuff across the country, mall to mall. Yes, malls. He did this in malls. God bless America. Only in this country can you have a crazy-ass man with a name like Joe Exotic travel and do shows in malls with tigers, because freedom. Uh, this is where things get weird, because not everyone likes fun, badass shit. Some people are losers. Enter Carol Baskin. Her and her husband run Big Cat Rescue. I'm gonna do that one more time. Big Cat Rescue. Um, Down in Tampa, Florida. I'm not saying anything about Florida or Florida people. I have family in Florida. Um, I'm just saying, if you're from Florida, you are most likely, by default, fucking insane. Uh, so they're the moral and correct people. You know, they're whatever. They're against animal cruelty and whatnot. Nerd. So these nerds start emailing the malls. They start, actually sending people to follow Joe and see where he's going to be next, because that's what rational people do. So they're just trying to fuck up Joe's show because, you know, buzzkills. This pisses Joe off, justifiably, because that's this man's livelihood. You know, what more are you gonna do looking like this other than mall tiger shows? You got a limited path there. So obviously this starts some beef. Now, just like the last episode, this one really likes to just kind of ease you back into the story, just, peacefully.
Have time to wait.
Go get your gardening lift.
Get everything out of the driveway.
With a worker at Joe's zoo losing her arm to a tiger. Cinema. Cinema. But this episode ignores that entirely. That's lame. Nobody cares. We meet some other big cat. How do I say this? Big cat cultist? I'm gonna go with cultist because this is a cult. I'm sorry. Let me clarify. Cultist and actual Scarface from the movie Scarface. Yeah. We're gonna get into it. So this episode kind of just bounces around different order, showing you little bits and pieces of these people, but I'm gonna do it one by one as it's my video. I'm gonna do what I want. So first up is Mario. Mario Tabare. This dude is straight up just Scarface. He's just Scarface. That's the show even says it. He is the inspiration for Scarface. He sold moved drugs in animals, did drugs. If there were drugs, this man got you. But here's the real question: Have you ever just sat down quietly and thought to yourself, well, gee, why did Scarface do Scarface? Why was he like that? Maybe deep down he was a truly good person, and that fact is true. He did it for tigers. Scarface was Scarface for his love of exotic animals. Yeah, we're not going easy here. This is real. You might think that that's weird and that this is a weird man. No. No, he's one of the calm people in this. Let's let's talk about Doc. Yeah. Yeah. So Doc, a doctor of mystical medicine, because that's real. AKA Bhagavan Antle, which itself is a mystic name. It means Lord or friend of God. The show doesn't really know. People give like several explanations to what that means in the show. All of them are about, he's God. Um, but that's normal. That's normal behavior, right? This is how people act. So, what's wrong? This man Duck, he is the godfather of the big cat game, okay? He taught guys like Mario Jumpman Mario over here. He taught, you know, even Joe Exotic himself credits this man as being a wise teacher. So, so Doc is just a very charismatic, likable, charming, handsome man. He hires beautiful, what me specify, beautiful young women. He lets them stay in dirty shacks on his property, and he allows them to work close with these majestic big cats for 16 hours a day every day because that's the dream. And he pays them handsomely, $150 a week. So he's also nice enough that he will help these women get physical enhancements, and if if they would like, he can improve their life. And then my script can't be right. Hold on. Enlighten them with his peanut. Oh, no, no, that's what he does. He ah well, shit, that's basically a cult. But not every, big cat person is evil or crazy, We have Carol, the sweet grandma that nobody wanted. Um, she uses volunteers. That's nice, right? So these volunteers, they're placed in separate groups and orders based on shirt color and how long you have served. Her almighty goddess does no wrong. God bless Carol, the one and only. Um, all praise Carol. All praise to the Carol. They simply work for upwards of 5 years all week with no pay and around year five, you're blessed. You're blessed because Carol herself will notice you around then. Uh, wait, shit, that's also basically a cult. But this episode does have a happy ending. It teaches us some of these dark things about basically cults. But the meat truck. But yes, the meat truck. Oh, dirty old Walmart meat that the staff and animals of GW Zoo live off of. Oh, which might sound awful to you, but honestly, all kidding aside, that's kind of smart. Like it is bad that a lot of good food, usable food in this country does go to waste, and I think here, well, it's probably not up to code or whatever, fucking nerds. Uh, you know, that's a pretty good solution, and nobody really complains, and there's really no shown downside. So, you know, but I mean, come on, hell, man, look at that delectable meat juice just slip out of that trash can. Yeah. All right, I need a hot dog. I need a hot dog. Okay. Yeah, no, no. Yeah, Carol killed her husband. I'm sorry. You have whatever opinion you'd like. Um, but come on, come on, man, come on. She killed that dude. There's no doubt in my mind. She killed that guy. That was a good meat truck hot dog. Anyway, so now Joe has a new traveling show called Big Cat Entertainment. Shit, wait. Joe 100% did that just to piss Carol off. That's that's a pro gamer move, and he just kind of wanted to ride her hype train and maybe get some business for his traveling show. Just she kind of owes him. She did screw up his original life, but Joe got sued. He got he got sued for that one. So then Joe got a picture from an anonymous source of a picture of Carol's slaves. I mean volunteers. Holding dead rabbits. So Joe posted the picture and spread it around, being like, "Oh, look at these little sociopaths." There's a little fun little goof. Um, Then Carol bought the rights to the original picture, copyrighted it, and then she copyright claimed Joe. So Joe got sued. Uh, he lost, and he lost hard. 1 million hard to be exact. Um, but wow, Carol was just YouTube before YouTube was a thing. That's, no, YouTube's perfect. They would never copyright claim nothing. Please no. But God shined His beautiful light on Joe, and that light was Rick Kirkman, a man who helped Joe launch his dream of a reality TV show. Yes, Tiger King, the reality show. My God, it would have been so beautiful. Oh my God, this video could have been on that if we were in a different timeline. But alas, we are not. We are not in that beautiful timeline. You see, Joe needed the money. Joe very much needed the money that show would have brought in, because, $1 million lawsuit. That's not cheap. Um, Boom, that shit was gone. Joe's studio slash alligator pit. Yes, this man's a Bond villain, and I love it. It exploded. It literally exploded. That's not an exaggerated term. It literally exploded. It was confirmed arson by the police, that they were like, this is 100% an arson. Nobody, nobody was ever caught, and all the good footage was lost. All the, Tiger King footage, all the footage of Joe doing illegal activities, all those incriminating things. Shit, they were lost. Um, ooh. Now, see, I don't know if Joe did it. I don't know that. Nobody knows that, but it kinda seems very much like he did. And there is just straight up a video of Joe's lawyer telling him to burn it, and being like, "Oh yeah, go ahead and burn it." So, but the bigger problem is that was the one shot. That was Joe's only hope for money. He was in the hole a million. They were trying to take his fucking bed, for Christ's sakes. He needed to pay off these legal losses. Uh, Carol even went after Joe's parents, man. That's a dick move. Bankrupting them. Yeah, I know it was a little justified because he had moved funds to them. They moved, but come on, dude. These are like real ass old people, and you're taking everything from them. Is this really about the big cats? Is it? Is it? Because that's a dick move. I'll just say it. Here's the dick. Here's your move. Dick move, dude. But God, what was Joe to do? There's nothing left for him. Enter Jeff Lowe. Oh, Jeff Lowe, Jeff Lowe. Oh my God. Jeff Lowe is like Rob Dyrdek if Rob Dyrdek was selling crack rock out of the Fantasy Factory. He was a swinger party boy, who also happened to be in his 40s because, that's the appropriate age to act like that. But him and Joe got close. Because Jeff, air quote, had money. Jeff basically bought his way into the zoo and into Joe's ass. I mean, into his life. Um, Jeff started doing a lot of work and updates around the park. He brought on Alan Glover. The man has a teardrop tattoo, that's all I'm saying. Uh, God. So, what is Joe to do now? He's being pushed to the side at his own zoo. Joe's got to get a passion or a hobby, right? Um, so he runs for president of the United States. I shit you not. This man ran as an independent for the United States of America's presidency. He ran in 2016. That means your choices on the ballot, quite literally, your choices on the ballot were Donald J. Trump, Hillary or Joe Exotic. Who would you vote for? That's all Who would you vote for? I'd vote for fucking Joe Exotic. But, Joe even got a dude who sold him ammo at Walmart to be his campaign manager. Because this is America. Oh shit, never mind. Never mind. I see why. I see 100. No, not because it's America, because look at that dude. That dude hitting, blowing clouds. Oh, yeah. How did he lose? How do you lose with someone like that on your side? God, politics are rigged. That's the lesson you should learn here because Joe Exotic didn't win. So that means they're rigged. They're just rigged. Anyway, yeah, no, Joe lost 100%. Probably because he was an independent. That was probably the only reason that he lost. But what is he to do? Wait 4 more years? Nah, no, 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 no. God bless this man. He ran for the governor of Oklahoma, his home state of Oklahoma. He was gonna be governor, and he was gonna fix that state. God, I love Joe Exotic. He lost again, but I'm gonna say this because it needs to be said. This man got 19% of the vote. 19%. That's a lot of the vote. That's I don't care what position you run for, if you get 19% of the vote in a legitimate, legal, running of office position, you did good. He should be very proud of that. Uh, God, I love this country so much. We're living through tough times right now, but if you can't look at this and smile that you live in a beautiful country where Joe Exotic ran for president and won 19% of a governor vote for an actual state that is real, you crazy. You're just crazy. But all this political stuff did kind of take a toll on Joe's life. He stopped caring about his animals. His very questionable marriage to two straight men. Yeah, they were definitely straight. Um, all right, I'm gonna pause and put on a little side tangent here. So John Finley and Travis were definitely straight. Okay, that's probably true. They were sleeping with women. It was whatever. It was whatever. Um, but you can't make that argument that, oh, I was straight. You were married to a man, to two men actually, for long amounts of time, and you definitely had sex with them. So John Finley can go run around now and say he's not gay, and that's true. That's true. But he was gay. He had sex with a man and married two men, multiple like for multiple years. That I don't care if he was giving you trucks or drugs or whatever. You're gay. You're gay at that point. Like, I'm sorry, sounds kind of gay to me, but to each their own. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being gay, but you're gay. You're definitely gay to an extent. Um, so John did leave him. John left Joe for a woman he knocked up in the park. That hurt. That definitely had to hurt Joe. Um, and so Travis was all Joe had, and Travis accidentally shot himself. And no jokes, this is just genuinely the saddest part of the series. Travis was a really good kid, and it was devastating. Even for me, just someone who didn't know him, just watching the show, like I felt that. Like that god damn, that was awful. And so of course Joe just spiraled. He lost all his motivation to keep going. He's becoming skeptical of everyone, thinking everyone was a spy or out to kill him, and you know. Then they found spying equipment from the federal government on his roof. So yeah. Whoo boy, yeah. So our boy Jeff Lowe here gets arrested in Vegas for Jeff Lowe type activities, and a hell of a sex icon, James Garrison, is also in a lot of legal trouble. They're close with Joe, though. They work with Joe all the time. Of course, seeing that now the feds are after Joe, they go work with the feds because just to fuck over Joe. Shit, they're shit people. Um, which coincidentally has given us one of the greatest scenes in all of cinema. God damn, boy. He thick. He thick. Oh, that's a thick ass boy, man. I'll get a little. Ooh. So Jeff starts getting on Joe's ass. You know, and Joe starts to catch on. Joe just starts packing his shit. He sells a bunch of tigers. He burns all the papers and laptops around because, that's what an innocent man does. And he eats the fuck out of there. Joe was he's done with the drama. He's done with Jeff and with the stupid ass feds and investigating him for a bunch of felony offenses. But I can respect Joe for this. I mean, who would want to stick around at that point? He just fucked up so many times, and he just wanted a fresh start, and that's just respectable. The man wanted to start fresh. He had a new, young, fresh piece of ass that was actually gay, an actual gay man. And he had some tigers left. What a fucking life. Go live it. That could have been a happy ending for him. So Joe moved to Florida. He didn't move to Florida. He according to his #gayboy Instagram posts, he was in Belize. Definitely Belize, not Florida. He never Florida. But he was in Florida, and you know who else is in Florida? Carol Baskin. And you know who hated Carol, maybe enough to kill her? Joe Exotic did. So to get rid of his enemy, Joe paid Alan Glover, a man he fucking hated, $3,000 to kill Carol. Oh, I'm sorry, what? That makes no goddamn sense? Oh, you sure it doesn't? Because the feds arrested Joe for it. Here starts the downfall, boys. If you can't handle the sad shit, big boys only from this point on, because shit gets sad. With Joe arrested, Jeff just completely took over the zoo. He let the feds raid Joe's house at the park. He let them raid the whole park, dig up shit. With what they found, they added 19 fucking wildlife-related offenses to Joe's case. Joe's just murder for hire case. Which, to be honest with you, is kind of smart of the feds because, as literally everyone knows and admits in this series, the murder for hire case was bull. It was not. There was nothing there. There was nothing. But Joe was looking at 79 years. Keep in mind, this is a 57-year-old polygamous gay cowboy man. That's the end. That's the end times. That's all he has. But with all, the criminals and shit people Joe worked with, and some of them slept with, you know, you think they'd be there? No, they're criminals. Nobody took the stands for Joe because nobody wanted to go down with Joe. Nobody could take the feds, and that's fair. It's fair. It's sad that nobody was there for him and nobody took Joe's side, but at the end he did, work with a lot of people who the feds could easily just be like, nope, this is on you now. Like, I mean, Joe took his own defense against the will of his lawyers, taking the stand, but you know, Joe actually gave a pretty moving speech and he really fought for himself. He knew how to answer everything correctly because he did. If we're honest with ourselves, he really didn't do that much wrong. I think a slap on the wrist and a heavy fine would have been, you know, good for what he actually did. Um, so things were looking good. Maybe Joe would finally get free to start that life he wanted. Things were looking up. Joe genuinely thought his time on the trial had made it. Joe thought he was good. Joe thought that he had it. He was gonna be free. No, he got 22 fucking years. He got 22 years, which is just it. It hurts you to see, folks. It hurts you to see, ladies and gentlemen. It just hurts. It hurts because, you know, the evidence was all weak. The people who testified were fucking caught lying under oath. I mean, it's all weak. It's it's all just so flimsy. But that's the U.S. legal system for you. That's just how things like to work in this country. Um, and that's where Joe sits now, in jail. But goddamn, our boy Joe Exotic ain't going down without a fight. Oh no, sir, no, sir. Joe's turned to the dark side, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what it's come to. Joe is cutting everybody off. Joe's ratting everybody out. He's telling what everyone's doing to PETA, the #1 enemy. And honestly, who can blame him at that point? It's a fucked up situation. What more are you gonna do? So he's gonna take down the entire Tiger world with him, because when the king falls, the kingdom falls with him, ladies and gentlemen. You might be asking, what is everybody else doing? Well, everyone else has just been moving on. Jeff Lowe got his wife, Prego, and is just gonna fuck the bilingual nanny. He's also teamed up with Tim Stark, Tony Stark's redneck monkey kissing cousin, to close Joe's Zoo for good and move it and have a fresh start with it. He wanted it to be open by spring break of 2020, which isn't a thing that exists, so karma's a bitch. Um, and everyone just kind of going on with their life, remembering the zoo as a fond memory, which is sad, but life moves forward. Joe did lose sight of the animals, and some things started to go downhill at the zoo. You know, maybe this is just all for the best, but I, like many people, love Joe Exotic. I only want the best for him, and somewhere out there, James Garrison is riding his jet ski off into the sunset. This series is weird. I'm not gonna lie, of course it is. But it's weird in the best possible way. But there's no heroes, there's no good guys, there's no villains. Just people. Except Carol Baskin, she killed her husband and fed him to tigers. That's kind of fucked up. But this series just shows how fragile life is, and for how many of us we're just intertwined in these weird paths we all follow. I personally, I'm so happy that I live in a time where I can sit in my living room and learn about this weird side of the world I never knew existed, but God bless it if I'm not happy that I do know about it now. I think Joe is just yet another case of a man fucked by the good old United States legal system, because it's so god awful. But that's a whole nother thing. It's important, especially in times like these, to focus on the positive and how so many people love this story and unite behind a random crazy man they've never met, because sometimes you just need a hero. So I thank you, Joe Exotic. I personally thank you for everything you've done, good and bad, and just the icon that you are now, you know, and will always be for some of us. And I hope with the support of the world and how many people are starting to hop on board with this, that, you know, things work out for you. I truly do. And I thank you guys for watching this far into the video. I really hope you enjoyed my little spiel here, my little rundown of the show. I put way too much time and work into this. I, and it's been hard for me to get up and get around. I mean, the times we're in are tough, but I'm glad we have little things like this. And again, I think it'd be pretty gangsta of you to just go on down there and like, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever you feel inclined to do. I also have my Instagram and my Twitter linked in the bottom. Go follow me. You know, weird stuff. I got a lot of interesting projects I want to work on, and now I have a lot of free time to do them. So if you feel so inclined, go check it out. Have a great time. If you haven't watched the series, please go watch it. It's good. And as always, go fuck yourself.